welcome back to another One of Everything Wednesdays. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again with MOZ Magic. That's right, we're going to open up 2 tournament packs this week. One of 5th edition and one of Mirage, and then we have 2 more for the final week, which is Ice Age and 4th edition. My goodness. 4th edition being like, what, the worst set, right? Because they didn't reprint the duels and stuff, right? I think that's what people say, but then, you know, it's got things like Strip Mine and things like that in it, and it's like, it's not really that bad, right? Still got some very spicy things. But we're going to talk about the spice in here first. So, if you're unaware of what the series is, welcome to One of Everything, where I go around to the shops in and around my area, and I pick up one of everything they have for sale. And I try to make sure that I'm not purchasing whatever the last is of their product. I make sure I try to purchase, like, you know, like if they have a box of it, I buy one, right? Or if they have multiples of it, I buy one, so that you know, okay, this store has that product. Well, MOZ had 108 booster packs and 18 unique tournament packs. So we are pretty deep down the rabbit hole. I don't know if I'm ever going to find another shop quite like MOZ, let me tell you. So thank you, Mo, for just having a stellar store and being a stand-up member of the community. Also, Mo has graciously given me a few things to give away to my patrons. So if you're unaware of what I'm talking about, everything from the One of Everything series that is of dollar value, anything over $1 essentially, goes into my patron pile. The patron pile is essentially a thing that my patrons get a card from every month. That they roll over. So if you are a patron starting this month, you will get whatever your reward is for this month, and then next month, if you stay on as a patron, you'll get a card from the patron pile. And that's only if you're at one of the Magic tiers or higher. The $1 patrons doesn't cover anything really. There's no really reward for that tier. I think the Magic tier starts around the $5 mark, and maybe there's one a little bit higher. Maybe I got rid of the $5 one. I can't really remember. But anyway, $8 is basically the minimum if you can get in at the $8 tier. I think it's sold out right now, so unfortunately. But $10 is the next one up, so on and so forth. But you don't walk away with just something from this. You get a grab bag as well, and the grab bags are pretty sweet. If you don't know what those are, there'll be a link at the end of this video for the grab bag videos. Check them out. There's a lot of value in there too, and that's like what you get. And then this is like extra, so that's kind of cool. And the reason I do that is because basically I take all of the money from Patreon and I put it literally directly into buying these packs from these stores to show off the stuff. So it advertises the store, it puts the patrons' money to good use, and the cards that I open that are of dollar value go back to the patrons. I think in this case, everybody wins, because I get to open old product, which I enjoy doing. Patrons get old cards that maybe they wouldn't get normally or wouldn't spend the money on normally. And then I get to support LGSs in and around the area, which I think is awesome. And I get to give them advertising, which is just, this is why I do this. This is why I do this series. So anyway, without further ado, enough rambling for now. Let's get right into it. 5th edition is going to be first, and then Mirage. Because 5th edition is, of course, the newest. We always start with the newest set we have available first. And like, this has a little pull tab, but I don't think it actually has, it doesn't feel like it has an actual piece to grab to do the pull. Oh, here it is. Let's see if this actually works. Sometimes these old ones don't really work very well. So it kind of worked, except that it kind of like peeled the whole package apart to 4 pieces. But the seal's broken, so we can't, there's no going back now. And it sounds like maybe no inner seal on this one. No inner seal on this one. Now, the order of these is going to be all over the place, I have a feeling. Stay tuned for something similar to me opening these up, but doing it with Mo. And we're going to just maybe open up a couple here and there and try to figure out what the order is of the cards in the pack so that we can showcase that. So anyway, we've got, of course, our pile of cards there. And then we've got this huge, thick booklet. Like, look at this thing. I actually don't have one of these because I never opened up any 5th edition, like, tournament decks and stuff. It's not as nice as the Tempest book because it doesn't have any, like, pictures or photos in it by the looks of things. but it is still really cool. Like, it has an appendix at the back, or like an index to tell you, like, oh, if you're looking up like these specific things, here's what page go to, right? Which is pretty nice, right? And then there's like there's a glossary, so it gives you kind of like the keywords and stuff and what they mean, which is super cool. Yeah. And then there's like a bunch of rules and stuff, and then like I'm assuming it's got stuff, yeah, about all of the different abilities and stuff, and timing and targeting, paying costs. So it's like basically just like a general rule book of how to play, because back then, you got to remember, this was when the cards were basically just starting to become popular, or like majorly popular, I guess, or like spreading out to, you know, a wider audience. And so they needed to give a way of teaching people how to play without being in the room with them, right? So I have no idea where anything is in this pack. I'm guessing that the lands are just basically strewn amongst the things. So I have no idea where the rares are or what the deal is. But we'll pop up the price list here, and we'll just get scanning, right? And it'll give us an idea of where we are. So that's a rare. Okay, so we have a rare there. Pharaoh's Ban. Coming in at 32 cents. And we got Elkin Bottle. So it looks like the rares are on the front. Wow, Lord of the Pit. Man, that takes me back. Lord of the Pit is a card. So look, that says it's Ice Age, but it's not Ice Age. It's 5th edition, but that's because it's a reprint, right? Lord of the Pit takes me back. Now so that means that's our last rare. So there's our last rare. So it looks like the rares were right on the front. It says Lord of the Pit Alpha. That is not the correct edition, which is probably why you can't find a price. Let's go to 5th edition. Lord of the Pit has a special place in my heart because it's like one of the first rares that when I opened it, I went, it's a what now? A 7/7 flying trample? That sounds ridiculous. So it looks like these are our lands here. Okay, yeah. I actually don't own any 5th edition lands, so this is kind of cool for me because I've actually never really seen this art on any of these lands. Oh, that's kind of like a weird... Like, that's a weird amount of lands. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lands? It's a weird number because it's not divisible by 5, which means you got an odd number, right? So, like, what did we end up with? Extra plains and extra swamp? Yeah. So we ended up with 3 plains and 3 swamp, and then 2 of everything else. So that's kind of interesting. Now I'm guessing that there's probably going to be some more lands like dispersed throughout this package. I don't know, but I'm assuming so. We got a Crystal Rod. There is a bunch of commons and uncommons that we need to keep of note here too. So here we're in the uncommon section. So Crystal Rod, Shapeshifter, Ivory Guardians, Azure Drake, we know. Animate Dead for sure is definitely of dollar value. $3. Yeah, nice. That'll go in the patron pile. Evil Presence. I think that, well, the uncommons, we have some Urza's things as well. I think there's Urza's Mines in the common slot. Like the Urza lands are in the common slot in this set as well. So we got a Dwarven Ruins, Evil Presence. All these uncommons coming in at like, 25 cents somewhere in there. What the heck is that? Why... is not German, but it also doesn't have a price. So I'll have to look that one up later, I guess. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but who knows. Show me. Scan. I see you looking at it. Just scan it. Scan it already. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. Here. How about that? Huh? How about this? There you go. Wall of Swords. Got there. Alright, so see there, now we've got some forests. And I think, like, this is the same art, right? As one of the other forests we had here? Yeah. So it's not like... So, like, I know, like, with the 4th edition and with the revised, it's like, you could end up with, like, lands in, like, the uncommon slot. Which I guess were just, like, different art. Yeah, so there you go. Look, like, another, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10 lands. So that means we're up to 22 lands. Still not divisible by 5, right? So you're still got a weird number of lands. But, like, not only that, like, Like you put, so there was the rares and then a section of lands and then the uncommons and then a section of lands. So I'm assuming this is our commons now. So I think the only commons in this set that we need to be too worried about are going to be like the mines, yeah, like the Urza lands, Nature's Lore, Counterspell, right? So we'll just kind of, I'll scan the first one and make sure it is a common. I believe it is, yeah, okay. So we got Goblin Hero, we got Voldaren Soldier, Alabaster Potion, which is that's a fun card. Good old Plague Rats, who doesn't like Plague Rats? Venom. Hey, there's an Urza land, there you go, Urza's Power Plant, nice. Take it, $1.55-ish. Says it's from Chronicles, but that doesn't really matter to us. I mean, we can change it. What is this? We're on 5th edition? 5th edition. That says $3.35 for 5th edition Urza's Plant. Nice. That's much better. Armor of Faith, Pikeman, Shanodin Dryads, Orcish Farmer. Look at that pig. Look at that pig. Ambush Party, Unstable Mutation. A card that's seen a bunch of reprints. Pestilence. Isn't this a good card? I feel like it is. I mean, I remember it being good. Duskwood Boars. Weakness. Ah, the Scrib Sprites. Good old Scrib Sprites. Updraft. Dwarven Soldier. Pearled Unicorn. Perdish Gypsies. Disenchant. Brothers of Fire. Barbed Sextant. And last but not least, Neckrite. Look at that art. Just absolutely gross, right? Just look at that. Licking that blade, but like the tongue is like curled under the blade. Oof. Oof. All right, so like in the common slot, we were looking for the Urza's lands and then Nature's Lore and then Counterspell, and we didn't see any of those. So we got 2 cards out of here for the patron pile, which is pretty nice. And I mean, like, I opened a Lord of the Pit, so I can't be upset. I love Lord of the Pit. And I mean, like, I don't love Lord of the Pit for the fact that it's a good card. I love Lord of the Pit for just the nostalgia, right? The nostalgia of Lord of the Pit for me is great. I really enjoy it. All right, well, let's move on to Mirage, right? And Mirage, we have a bunch of stuff, I believe. Not so much in the commons. We've got Choking Sands in the commons, but in the uncommons, we have a bunch of stuff. We've got the tutors, right? Enlightened Tutor, Worldly Tutor, Mystical Tutor, right? We got the diamonds as well. So this one looks like it has like a little... It does. It does indeed have the little, like, tab to pull. So there it is. To get the that off. And then there you go. That's it. The seal's broken, everybody. Look at that. Would you pay $8.95 for one of these now? Of course you would. Don't be crazy. Would you have paid it back then? Absolutely you should have. Ah, so look, this one's got an inner seal, which means it's packaged in a different area, right? That seems to be what the consensus is. Inner seal versus not inner seal has to do with where the cards were manufactured, or packaged anyway. So let's see. It's also got the little tab, so that's good news. All right, and that peels off like buttery smooth. Like, look at that. It even separates all the way through, right? Nice. There you go. All right, so again, I'm not going to have any idea where anything is in this pack. So I have no idea where things are. Nice little booklet, though. Like, look at this booklet. Looks a lot better than the 5th edition booklet. Just even in feel, right? The 5th edition booklet was kind of like, you can see it here. Like, this is kind of loose. The paper is kind of flimsy. Like, it's very, very flimsy. I can, like, bend the whole book. And, like, the front of it is, like, completely off-center, right? You can see, like, this is, like, instead of being, like, in the middle, it's off-center. This is centered nicely. The book is actually pretty rigid. It doesn't bend very easily. Like, I mean, comparison, right? Like this. And then I just put, like, I put no effort into this at all. Like, I can do it with one finger. And it bends pretty easily. It's pretty flimsy. This one, it bends, but it doesn't, like, bend the same way. Right, I have to put quite a bit more force into trying to bend this one. But yeah, and it's the same idea. It's just a glossary of like all the skills and stuff, or like all the abilities and things. It's got like the definitions of all the things. It's got its index if you're looking up specific stuff. And then of course it's going to cover over like a bunch of the new mechanics and things that were introduced with Mirage. So there you go. Nice little book. I'll keep it. put it off into the collection. I have no idea where anything is here, so I'm wondering, like, do we have... Okay, so we have 3. Is that 3 there? And then is that a land now? No, it's not a land. Okay, so 3 there. What's that put us at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is like where the uncommon should end, and then there's land. So there's land there, right? And then let me just check. Okay, so we've got land on the front too. Okay, so we've only got 1 there. 1 land. Alright, so then in here, in the commons, there's not really anything too much, but like this art on these lands is absolutely gorgeous. Like, holy moly. Look at that. I love that. That's great. This forest looks a little bit like not so much like a forest, but the super stereotypical plains, right? Like with like just the random like animals hanging around. That's a beautiful swamp. Another beautiful island. Like some of these basic lands are just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so then I have no idea what we've got here. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 here. So is that like our uncommons? I have no idea. Right? I've no idea what any of this is. So like let's scan this first one and see where we're at. What does this put us? Okay, so these are our rares. So there you go. The thing I was trying to avoid was showing the rares first. So the rares were basically behind the booklet. The rares were right behind the booklet in this. So for note. But there we go. We've got a Jabari's Influence, which is a $1 rare, so that'll go into the patron pile, which is nice. And then we've got a Pauper's Cage, right? So this is a perfect card for Pauper, right? Oh, it's probably a rare, right? So it probably doesn't fit in. And then we've got Teferi's Imp, which I assume is also a rare. So Pauper's Cage is $1.96, so that'll go in the patron pile. Nice. Teferi's Imp, does that put us into another... Are you also a rare? Yeah, there you go. 57 cents for Teferi's Imp. So not so much there. And then I think that's it for the... That's probably it for the rares. And so now we're into the commons. So in the commons, what was the only thing we were looking for in commons was Choking Sands. That's the only thing in the commons. So this must be our uncommons then. So the uncommons must have been with the lands in front of the booklet, which is interesting. So like we'll just take a quick peek through the commons here. Teferi's Curse. There's Choking Sands. So Choking Sands comes in a little bit, like maybe like right around $1. Yeah, it's like 70 cents. I'm not going to put it into the pile, but I'll put it to the side just, and we'll see. Maybe I'll add it to the patron pile with like another card that's over $1, but like just over $1. Like maybe I put it in with Pauper's Cage. Do you see what I'm saying? So that way you're getting 2 cards that are a little bit over $1 instead of one card that's just over $1, that kind of thing. We'll see. Maybe I'll put it with the Jabari's Influence, right? Because that's just $1.12 according to this, right? Sapphire Charm, Gravebane Zombie, Sandstorm Boomerang. There's some good cards in here. Memory Lapse, yeah. Soul Shriek, Zahofirian Knight, Burning Shield, Gibbering Hyenas. Oh, Power Sync. I love Power Sync. Enfeeblement. Double black, -2/-2. Enchantment? Enchantment. Nice. Alright, so then these are our uncommons. And this is where we're going to see the tutors, right? But we could also see things like, you know, Bad River, Fire Diamond, Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Floodplain, Withering Boon, Grasslands. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff in here that we could see. So we're just going to scan all of these, because these should all be our uncommons. We got Blinding Light. Then we've got Basalt Golem. We've got Wind Reaper Falcon. Decomposition. It's a cool looking bird, by the way. Decomposition there. We got Harmattan Efreet. Prismatic Boon. What is this? Target creatures gain protection from single color of your choice until end of turn. Interesting. Interesting. Can we find a tutor? Withering Boon. Patagia Golem. Hey, Withering Boon is $1. Withering Boon is like $1.30. There you go. Patagia Golem and Alatory. That's not a tutor, is it? We didn't find any of the tutors, unfortunately, but that's okay. I mean, we hit some pretty spicy cards last week, so for this week to be a little bit of a dud is not a huge deal, but I mean, we still get to add about 5 cards to the patron pile, which is pretty sweet. I'll take it, right? I mean, Animate Dead, Urza's Power Plant, and then like Pauper's Cage, Withering Boon. Nice. Some solid stuff. And I mean, Lord of the Pit, I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 2 little kits from MOZ Magic. Make sure you tune in next week for the final episode. The final episode of MOZ Magic. Then I have to move on to another shop. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to hit up like 5 or 6 shops just to make up for this long run of MOZ, right? And like do them all in like one video to make up enough packs to be like, look, they can compete with Mo. No, they can't. Nobody can compete with Mo. All right, Mo, thank you so much for having such an awesome store and being such an awesome person in the community. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you leave some love down in the comments for Mo and let him know that you're watching and you're enjoying his shop content. And who knows? Maybe we'll have a cameo by Mo in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all had a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.